Welcome to the Preflight Checklist. Today's checklist is about thinking before you start looking for an aircraft. Most aircraft purchases begin the same way. Someone opens Trade a Plane or Controller or another listing site, finds a model they like, and starts comparing airplanes. The search becomes about year models, avionics, paint, interior, and of course, asking prices. It feels productive because airplanes are being evaluated. The problem is that the process has already been shaped by what's available instead of what is actually needed. There's a different way to approach aircraft acquisition. It starts by stepping away from the listings. Before looking at a single airplane, it helps to understand the mission. How many passengers are typically on board? How far are the trips? How often will the aircraft fly? What airports will need to be accessed? Those questions usually narrow the field much faster than comparing individual listings. Once the mission is clear, the market starts looking different. Instead of evaluating every airplane that appears online, each listing is measured against a framework that already exists. Many aircraft are eliminated immediately. Others move to the top of the list. The difference is subtle, but it changes the entire decision-making process. That also makes it much easier to avoid an emotional purchase. Every buyer eventually comes across an airplane that is exceptionally clean, unusually well-equipped, or attractively priced. Without a defined mission, it's easy to start making exceptions. The budget stretches, the range requirement changes, the passenger count becomes flexible. Before long, the aircraft is driving the decision instead of the mission. A clear acquisition framework keeps conversations grounded, and it changes how buyers experience the market. Instead of feeling pressure to react every time a new listing appears, or every time a diamond in the rough is discovered, buyers know exactly what they're waiting for. Most aircraft can be dismissed quickly because they are not the right fit. When the right aircraft does appear, the decision becomes much easier because the thinking has already been done. Ultimately, aircraft acquisitions are not won by finding the first good airplane. They're won by making consistently good decisions throughout the process. From our perspective, one of the biggest advantages a buyer can have is clarity before the search begins. The best acquisitions are rarely driven by availability. They are driven by mission, operating profile, and a well-defined set of priorities that remain consistent throughout the process. When the thinking comes first, the aircraft becomes much easier to evaluate. The goal is not to find an airplane. It's to find the right airplane. This has been the Preflight Checklist.